Welcome to another highly questionable work week. A lot of football today. What do you like on the show today, Bomani?
I, for one, am shocked that the Falcons found an inventive way to lose a football game.
Dale, papi.
What were the Panthers thinking by benching Cam Newton for a dress code violation?
In this violent game where Earl Thomas's body explodes, Earl Thomas, 27, and it hurt so much that he's talking about maybe I want to retire. We're going to talk about ties now. We're going to lead the show after that Sunday, that violent Sunday, about how Cam Newton was dressed. Here is Ron Rivera confronting him. TMZ Sports has the exclusive outside the bus. Where's your tie? I don't have a tie there. That is the beginning and the end of the confrontation. Cam Newton looks a little more upset there than the way he sounded afterward when he's just neutering all public controversy this way.
Came down to dress code manner. I didn't follow dress code. And, Coach told me that I wasn't going to start. So I stand by his decision. He has rules in place, and we have to abide by them. And no person is greater than the next person. And, it is what it is.
I love so many parts of this story, including that he was offered several tie options and declined all of them because they didn't match his outfit. Doesn't go with the turtleneck, but this is my favorite part. Right here, first play of the game. Punished for one drive. There it is.
Please understand, there were a bunch of Panthers fans hoping like hell that Derek Anderson would get this rolling and they could move into a new era of football. Here's what I don't get from Ron Rivera. You made something where there was nothing, because now we're going to go dig up all these other clips of Cam Newton not wearing ties after games and ask the question, why is it now that you've decided that this is when you're going to put your foot down about it? It makes me wonder if there's more going on behind the scenes with it, because this, cutting off your nose to spite your face.
They're not 15-1. That's why they're doing it now. Last year they were 15-1. It didn't matter if he went in a full clown outfit, which he did a couple of times after games.
After last year, this is what tells you the silliness of the dress code. Put up the most ridiculous Cam Newton outfit that we've got. I don't need to know which one it is. Just put it up, because that has a tie. There we go. That is according to dress code. But somehow that one too.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Even though there's no tie. Okay,
right.
He's wearing a camouflage blazer, yet somehow that is in line with the dress code.
How amazing is it, by the way, that he looks more like a quarterback there than Derek Anderson did with his one play last night?
Did the Steelers or the Ravens pull off the bigger win?
All right, so I feel like the Steelers and the Ravens kind of pulled off the same win. Both of them were playing against teams with very good records whose point differentials aren't that good, and when you watch them, you never feel like they're actually that good. But the Ravens smoked the Dolphins. The Steelers beat the Giants. I guess you say the Ravens because of the way they absolutely embarrassed the Dolphins. But these wins really look like the same game.
The Giants and the Dolphins were the opponents, and they've won a lot of one-score games. I don't trust a lot of the teams that have won a lot of one-score games, which is why I don't trust the Lions either. But the question should actually be, which of these two teams is the one nobody wants to see in the playoffs? And you know the answer to that is the Steelers and not the Ravens.
I was confused. I was confused during the game because, on one hand, I had the Latino linebacker, Kiko Alonso, on the other hand, I had the Latino quarterback, Jose Flacco, I'm telling you, I won no matter what. I'm won no matter. Kiko didn't have that good of a game, but Jose Flacco had a hell of a game, so I'm a winner no matter what.
You won because you hate the Dolphins.
Jose Flacco.
Did their latest fourth quarter comeback give you more or less confidence in the Raiders?
I'm confident that the Raiders are not to be trusted. I'm also confident that they're maximum fun, at least in part because they're not to be trusted. They get down big last night. They lost at home to Atlanta this year. They get down big against Buffalo, and they come storming back and do it the way that only the Raiders can in this league. They put up 38 points because their offense is totally overwhelming, and that offensive line is the best one this side of Dallas.
Well, here's where you have to give them credit. They had 29 unanswered points in this game against the Bills, but in order for the points to be unanswered, you have to give up 0 points long enough for you to build up the 29. I don't know if any of us thought they were capable of going that long without giving up a point. So to see them do that, even if it's just a stretch, hey, good for you, Raiders, but we know your defense is boo-boo.
Was yesterday about the Chiefs being good or the Falcons being the Falcons?
What I try to tell them every week. What do I try to tell them every week?
The Falcons aren't to be trusted.
The Falcons are not to be trusted. If you needed a solidification of the fact the Falcons aren't to be trusted, how many teams could find a way to take a lead on a touchdown and now be trailing after the extra point? See how they're ahead right now?
Yeah.
You see how they're not about to be ahead anymore? You see how they lost the game?
That happened very quickly.
Right. And you're going to ask me what this is about? I mean, look, the Chiefs were scored on them with fake punts. Alex Smith had a huge yards per attempt number, which you never have, but it's really just going to a bunch of tight ends. And Julio Jones hurt his hamstring, which means this offense might be done for. It wouldn't matter who was on the other side. The Falcons would have found a way to lose that game the exact same way if they were playing against Vanderbilt.
But their offense shouldn't be the one losing it. Keep in mind, Bomani, their defense is really bad, but the way that you can't lose the game is with your offense allowing Kansas City to score points. Your defense allows enough points on its own without Matt Ryan helping them get a couple more.
Oh, yeah, did we mention that Matt Ryan threw a pick 6 to go along with that pick 2 that he threw right there? Did we get to the round? The only thing that game was missing was afterward one of their players getting busted for soliciting a prostitute, because that's the most Falcon thing to happen ever. Or your franchise quarterback deciding, hey, I got a little free time. Who wants to fight some dogs?
This doesn't sound like bitterness at all.
How about the time their first 1,000-yard rusher, they stopped the game to give him the ball, and he ended the game with 995 yards? Would you like to talk about the time Jerry Rice scored 5 touchdowns on Charles Toast Demery in 1990, while Dion's on the other side doing I don't know what? How about the time the head coach left the letter in lockers because he was going to quit his job because the quarterback got caught dogfighting?
Bobby Petrino, yeah, that was good.
How about the time they scored 2 points in a playoff game? Uno dos.
Yeah, there's that.
Or maybe when they blew a 17-point lead in the second half of the NFC Championship game. I could have told you all those things were going to happen.
Do we have the right field for the college football playoff?
We have a hugely flawed system, and that hugely flawed system has produced flawed results. You've got 4 teams that have the least amount of losses. That's good enough for me, even though Washington kind of gamed the system by having a really soft schedule to get in there with 1 loss. But all those teams complaining about not being in have 2 losses. I got no problem with them not being in.
Here's the only thing for me with Washington and the idea they have a soft schedule. It appears the committee is giving people credit for trying their hardest to schedule good games, whether the games actually turn out to be good. The Rutgers game, when they scheduled it, looked more impressive than this terrible Rutgers team that's actually out there. But we can't be out here giving people E for effort and T for nice try. The schedule was weak. If it's going to be weak, you have to treat it as weak based on what it is, not what somebody thought it might have been 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, I got news for you. Washington sneaked in right there, sneak in the last minute. He was the last team in the playoff. Well, I think that Tricky Nick is going to have his hands full. I think that Washington is going to beat the out of Alabama. I'm telling you that right now.
They're going to beat Washington by like 30 points.
Well, I think he thinks Washington is a he.
Yeah,
I think he
that.
thinks it's one person. He
I caught
referred to
that.
Washington as he. Washington is going to beat up Tricky Nicky, some dude named Washington.
Yeah, well, on one side, Nick Saban. On the other side, the ghost of the father of our country.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
My back is killing me.
Yeah.
Back is killing me.
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah.
give me a call, will you?
All right.
I got to talk to you.
Wow.
They did just pass it in California for the medicinal.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by EA Sports FIFA 17. It's in stores now. Rated E for everyone. It is Monday. Time for more football. Do you think the Rams actually want Jeff Fischer to coach again next season?
Oh, he got a 2-year extension yesterday. This escalated quickly on Jeff Fisher. He went from guy who was a coach, who was a yard from tying in the Super Bowl, to looking like a buffoon like yesterday on television where he can't find his challenge flag against the Patriots. He wants to challenge this call here. And then look, he's got so many layers on because he's from L.A. and this was great. I think it was in here. No, I think it's over here. Where is it?
Why does my jacket have so many pockets?
Yeah, let me see. Did I put it in the sweatshirt? Did I leave it at home? What happened? I don't. And you got it, bearded guy? Who's got it? Good God, my belly's bigger than it used to be 10 years ago. There it is! There it is! I found it. Hooray!
You found it.
Yes, that was the only victory he had yesterday.
Here's the thing, though. Fisher was on a lame duck year in this contract. If they were going to extend him, they needed to do it beforehand. And this time, they only extended him for 1 year. He's had this job for 5 years. At least it will be at the end of this year. No winning records, No one's ever gotten to keep their job after 5 straight losing records. He plays the politics game great. And by playing it great, I mean the COO's father is his agent. That's what I mean by playing the politics game great.
Well, I got news for Jeff. He's not going to go blipping 8-8 this year. So that's going to be. That's right.
He's got to win out. He's 4-8 right now. What do you think the chances are? The Rams might do it though. They might do it because they'll get him to 8-8.
Are you surprised by the reaction to Steve Kerr admitting he used marijuana for back pain?
Yeah, Steve Kerr said this last week. He had back surgery. His back was really messing with him. Got to that point where he's like, hey, I'll try anything. So he decided to try marijuana. He said it did not help him, but he tried it and raised the question as to why we send these guys to take opioids when they could use something else that might be a little bit safer. Now, am I surprised by the reaction? I'm surprised by the people that have come the other way on this. Earl Watson, head coach of the Suns, says no, they should not be allowed to do that. And Klay Thompson says no, not for recreational use, only for medicinal. Bruh, you was after the championship ceremony with the sunglasses on with Draymond Green. I mean, you got popped for this while you were in school. When exactly did you change your mind about these things? We don't believe you. You need more people.
I think that's a reckless accusation we're making right there based on nothing more
He's
than
inside.
sunglasses.
Unless you're playing the harmonica, if you're wearing sunglasses inside, I only got a couple things I can guess.
It is strange, though, that people would want to legislate with morality how others manage their pain. In football, you got a Bills offensive lineman with Crohn's disease. He's lost a piece of his intestine. Marijuana helps with that. He's been suspended for 10 games when he's wanting to use it in a way that actually helps him with pain. I do not get the stigma around a plant. I'll never get it.
Oh, we know what the stigma around it is. Steve Kerr hit it when they asked him why the NBA wouldn't do this, because they're afraid that people will think their league is full of potheads. Why would people care so much if their league is full of potheads? The same thing they always care about when it's drugs. The answer, it isn't drugs.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
My back is killing me.
Yeah.
Back is killing me.
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah.
give me a call, will you?
All right.
I gotta talk to you.
Wow.
They did just pass it in California for the medicinal.
Wow. High-end supplier goes right to the champion coach.
What is going to take to get Draymond to stop kicking people?
I mean, don't you think losing the championship would have done it if he could stop kicking people? He can't stop kicking people. This is basically a reflex with him. Look at this. It happened again.
This is after he kicked James Harden in the head.
Right. I mean, it's a reflex. He can't stop doing
So
that.
what? That's what you think that is? You think that's a reflex?
Well, Monty, if he could stop doing this, he would stop doing it. He would. You think he could stop? I don't think he's being outwardly defiant. I don't think he can stop.
What, he got some kind of Tourette's of the feet? Like everybody else in the league seems to figure out how to get these things done without kicking people, except for this one dude. Is it a matter of he can't control it, or he hasn't really been given a compelling reason to stop? It happened in the finals, but what's happening as this goes on during the season? Nothing. He's going to keep doing it until somebody provides one hell of a reason for him to stop it. I'm not sure if it's Adam Silver that's the one that can make it happen.
I'm going to go ahead and diagnose this on television irresponsibly. It is Tourette's of the feet. He's got Tourette's of the feet. I proclaim it so.
I tell you, if I ever go to jail, man, or get on trial, I need you on the jury. I need nobody. Nobody's going to give me the benefit of the doubt quite like you.
You need to represent me. I need to represent you. Oops. That would suggest that I'm not very good at that.
Boy, he can kick. I tell you something. He can really kick you no matter where you are. He's going to find you and kick you, you know. I tell you, that's a hell of an advantage to have, you know.
Sounds like a movie trailer. No matter where you are, he's going to find you and kick you.
That's right.
Jason Voorhees of the soccer world.
No Jordan, but I'm the GOAT. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. No, I'm no Jordan, but I'm the GOAT. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. Diamonds, they weight like a boat. I got some big racks right on me. I got some big racks right on me. I got some big racks right on me. Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that has a sticky fingers. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we try not to. Oh, that kind of sticky fingers. That's okay. Yeah, topics and events. We question them.
Do you question if this should be encouraging for Patriots fans?
All right, Gronk had back surgery. He's walking. No good for my fantasy team.
Step one, we get the kid on his feet. He's back in action.
Dance floor, tomorrow night, here I come.
Got his walker. We're gonna pimp it out, throw some lights on that. Pimp Daddy Rob.
That is post-surgery, sedated Rob Gronkowski. I want more of that in my life.
Tomorrow is going to be like everybody else that day after surgery, which is would you please just bring me some pain medication?
You know, if he brings his walker to the dance floor, you know who he will find?
Who?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she
yeah.
is.
An oldie but a goodie.
Your future stepmama.
Yeah. My dad keeps finding ways to put her in the show for some reason.
She got rhythm, though.
She is pulsating.
There it is.
She makes the young men blush.
He's only acting so shy because his camera's around.
Here comes the lap dance. There we have it.
Yeah. You guys realize that this has nothing to do with what we just did about Rob Gronkowski. Like, it's just totally random.
I forgot we were even talking about him.
Do you question if Marquette King's teammates thought this was cool?
Generally speaking, football players don't like their punters and kickers, but the Raiders punter is fun. Even their punter is fun. And look at this. This ends the game. He got a roughing call here that basically ends the game. And look at how he decides to celebrate.
Into the end zone.
You're not allowed to do that with the flag. He also put on Twitter that bill behind him snitched on him. Put a big snitch sign on that bill behind him.
He also got flagged himself for that, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
for doing the dance there with the flag. But here's why the punter can do this on the Raiders, because even as good as the Raiders are, guess who the best player on the Raiders is? That guy.
He's really good.
Time to play the game that is always ready to party. See or no?
Party. It sounds like potty, which is what he's always ready to do. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
On ESPN, Monday Night Football, Colts and Jets.
No, you deliver it with that enthusiasm. It's not fooling me. I know that I don't want to watch either one of these teams. Andrew Luck, though, passed the concussion protocol, which was basically, hey, Andrew Luck, we got a primetime game nobody's going to watch unless you pass the concussion protocol. Here are some plays of Andrew Luck doing amazing things. There it is. That is not him doing amazing things. What is that?
There's a guy who's a little fired up.
That's a guy who's a little fired up? Really? The announcer tried to make that positive? That's how I imagine he drools when he sleeps. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I mean, I'd love to say I'm not intrigued, except there's great chances to laugh at the Jets in this game, and I really don't pass up laughs.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm intrigued because I'm going to be glued to that TV set and waiting for one of my favorite quarterbacks to play. That's going to be Geno Smith, buddy. I'm waiting for Geno to come out of the bench and substitute Ryan Fitzpatrick someplace along the first half of that game.
Is he still on crutches?
He's out for the season.
He's out?
Yeah.
How come I didn't know that?
It's not a question I can answer. It's a better question for you.
People are going to think that I'm not prepared for the show.
Yeah.
First indication they'd ever have of that.
In Israel, the Israel Winners League.
We're going to check in with Amare Stoudemire. Amare Stoudemire converted to Judaism, so he goes back to Israel, and he's getting fouled really hard, and this is his retaliation. He is not about forgiveness for being fouled really hard. There you go. How about some of that right there? He is done with being fouled like that. That is not a legal pick. That is not a legal screen. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Who's he getting to braid his hair over there? These are the sorts of things that I'm curious about. I'd watch this. I would check this out. Didn't you say Michael Cage plays ball at the Jewish Community Center? This is like Amare Stoudemire doing the same thing. He just got on the plane for it.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, but I'm not sure that the little guy deserves it. Did you see the foul that set that up? Look at that foul. Oh, well, look at it.
Amare does seem to be a bit defensive. I wonder if that dude says something to him.
That was it? Seemed to be excessive retaliation. Amare's just mad because he's playing over there. He doesn't want to be playing over there. He wants to be playing here.
On Comcast Bay Area, Pacers and Warriors.
Yeah, Pacers are a weird team. They beat the Clippers last night in Los Angeles. But let's check in with Poppy's favorite Warrior, JaVale McGee. He provided our first blooper here with the Warriors. What do we got?
All that info at Warriors.com, but the Santa Cruz Warriors playing at Oracle for the very first time. Surfing.
Oh, JaVale.
I wonder if JaVale McGee was
JaVale.
going to take that ball out of bounds. He just
I wonder if he thought he was going to take it out of bounds. That's what he do.
Oh, man. JaVale being JaVale. And a bunch of guys covering their mouths saying bad things about JaVale. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Oh, by the way, they had 97 points with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We can talk about that part, too.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, he should have received credit for that. That was almost another possession for his team. He almost fooled the ref, you know. What can I tell you? That kid is always thinking. He's always thinking. He's ahead of the game. He's ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's what it'll say on his business cards. Always thinking ahead of the game.
Visionary.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Check out Bomani's radio show, ESPN Radio, 4 to 7 Eastern. Check it out.
Gracias. See you mañana.
I got a lot of clunkers today.
You really did, Gonzo.
Yeah.
You were producing them. A lot of clunkers.
They couldn't keep up with me. I got a couple of names wrong.
That's right. That's right. Just produced a lot of.
Blair is Barry.
That's right.
That's okay.
Eric Blair.
That's because how much I drank this weekend. You
I
know,
know, I know.
Basil, are you kidding me?
I know.
I kept all weekend